Story time part 2. So I wake up in this dirt hole and in Ohio, behind the railroad tracks, behind this convenience store, and I'm very disoriented. Steam's rolling off of me. It's freezing out. I just take off walking. I don't know where my shoes are. I couldn't find my coat or anything at the time. Later, the police found it and thought I was dead because all they could find was my gloves and my coat. But anyway, to get on into the story, I decide to take off walking because I can't find my car that I left. I don't know where it was or anything like that. So I just take off walking. I walked 20 miles to Chillicothe, Ohio. I found an abandoned home. I was very disoriented, freaking out because I had no idea where my phone was. Nobody knew about what was going on. I thought my family would hate me because this is not the first time I've had a trip like this. I'll start some story times on those too. But anyway, I get to Chillicothe, Ohio, and I'm walking through town. And God told me to walk up this hill. And I found this because he knew my dissociative disorder was really, and my bipolar disorder was, I was very manic at the time. I was very panicky, and you don't trust people easily. So I was very paranoid of people in general. So he knew he was going to have to take care of me in a different way. So we found this home. It was abandoned. It was off of a hillside, and I stayed in there. I later went up to 3 days later. I slept for 3 days because I was just exhausted. And I went to the food bank and got me some food. And then I started figuring out, okay, what did I do when I was in Arizona? I stayed at a homeless shelter, so they gave me bus passes so I could go to the library. So I wanted to find where the closest library was. Luckily, Chillicothe has a lot of homeless people. So the library was very well made for people to have a lot of room, and you could just sit in there and warm up and read books and stuff. Also, they had a warming center behind the library so you could go and eat. And so those are things that I did on my days while I was in Chillicothe, Ohio. But what I want to get into is what I'm starting to remember from my trip, okay? I was missing for 12 days. I was walking around town. A nurse had spotted me because I was in the newspaper and all of this stuff on the computer being shared on Facebook, and follow for part 3.